These are getting harder and harder to do.
I think we're hitting a stride where there's a lot of energy going out during the day right now.
Yes. Which makes us.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's harder. I just know that we're tired.
Tired.
You know? Yeah.
When it comes to after putting the kids to bed, all we want to do is
watch Ozark and go to bed.
Yeah. Now we're on to Ozark season 3.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of Entourage?
For me, I think it was just the nostalgia of that time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what those girls were wearing is what I was wearing. And then, like, the guys, like, I don't know, it's just hard not to, like, I'm so in love with Turtle. I just think he's amazing. But I've always been a sucker for underdogs.
Yeah. That's right. Ladies.
So I like Turtle. I don't know. It was just good. You know what? I think, especially this time, like right now with everything we're going through with the coronavirus, it was so lighthearted and I was just in a good mood every time I watched it. So it kept my mind off of the other stuff that we're dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like those guys were in their 20s coming into their 30s.
Yeah.
So like that period of my life was like lockstep with theirs.
Yeah.
I dressed like every one of those fools.
I know. I
know. But I mean, to your point, I actually, in this, it's kind of like, you ever go back and reread a book and like it means something different?
Yeah.
The second time.
Yeah.
That's what it was like for me. In that, it gave me a lot of perspective. Like I'm just in a deeper period of my life where, like I just look really hard into shit.
Mm-hmm.
And what is like, Eric made his evolution from best friend to manager to entrepreneur, and Turtle made his evolution in that direction as well. They were all at different times faced with scarcity and ultimately confided in each other and chose abundance instead.
Yep.
Like they were always looking for a solution.
Yeah.
They weren't naive optimists.
Yeah.
Where Vinny would say it always works out.
Yep.
Yes, it always works out because you're always working.
Yeah.
Like they were always working on something. Even when they were failing, they were working. They were solution oriented.
And then at the same time, they always knew they had each other, and that's really all that mattered to them. Like they'd say, "We can always go back to Queens."
I don't want to go back to Queens, bro.
But like that's why he said it always worked out, because it was just blind faith. Like they just believed in each other and they just went for it because they knew like if it didn't work out, they were going to be any worse off than where they had come from. Yeah. So it was just like, go for it.
And that's the thing about friends and family in that esteem. Like they give you the courage to fail.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they pad your fall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If you fall.
Yeah.
And at the same time they're there to get bottle service and throw the party when you succeed and knock it out of the park.
Yep.
And I thought that was the coolest part. Like one of the reoccurring themes in the whole deal is like when each of them were second guessing themselves, the other four, I guess if you include Ari who's my dude, always came in with, some kind of objective reality about the situation and how, as you're like in a dark spot, like here's the good that can or is going to come out of it. Yeah. And having strategic people in your life to do that for you. Yeah. Means the world, and it has a lot to do with how long you stay in that dark place.
Yeah.
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 I know, like, when I got kicked out of school,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I thought it was over.
Mm-hmm.
And my best friends and my teammates, you know, pulled me out of that.
Yeah.
You know, and when, you know, as little as I thought it meant at the time, when I graduated and ended up finishing my degree, they were all super pumped for me
Mm-hmm.
and like and made it a big deal, even though I didn't perceive it to be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
They if you don't appreciate it, they appreciate it for you.
Yeah.
I can't find my sheet.
I guarantee you it's in your room.
You were just laying in it, buddy.
What?
Turn your flashlight on, you can find it. Good night.
Bedtime. Love you. They do a really good job of trying to extend bedtime.
He.
Don't think Cameron's not messing around right now.
She can't get out of her room though.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, you know, I it was really nostalgic, and then it also brought me back to it. It gave me a deeper appreciation, funny as it may sound, for where I'm at now.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
and it kind of like put me in this, through that nostalgia, allowed me to relive,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the last decade and a half.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, wow,
yeah,
we've done a lot,
yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah,
So
no, it was such a good season. I did not want it, or series. I did not want it to end.
I was so surprised that you'd never seen it.
No, I don't know. Well, at that time in my life, I didn't have HBO.
Oh.
I've never had HBO until now.
I had the DVD box set, so.
Yeah. So there was no. I mean, I've never seen The Sopranos. I've never seen anything that was like a series on HBO.
You never seen this?
No.
Who did I marry? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
HBO was like the
that's next.
thing. Like not everybody had HBO. Like it was like if you had HBO, like
But like, we're talking about The Sopranos.
sorry. The only reason I've seen all the Sex in the City is because they played them all reruns on cable.
There's 4, right? There's 4 women in Sex and the City?
Yeah.
Which one were you?
Oh, I'm not. I can't say that I can compare to
You
any
didn't
of it.
identify with any of them?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I think, like, of the 4 guys in Entourage, if we're, like, going to compare the two. Tristan, come here. Let's introduce you to the world. Come here.
Tristan.
Come here. Come here. Planet Earth. Oh, interweb. This is our brand new 4-year-old. Tristan,
Say hi.
Hi.
What time is it, buddy?
Don't know.
Tristan, well, we want to ask you a question. When everybody's not sick anymore, what do you want to do?
I want to go to the zoo.
You want to go to the zoo?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
What's your favorite animal at the zoo, buddy?
Zebras.
The zebra.
Zebras?
Mhm.
They got a lot of those there.
How come the zebra is your favorite?
Because I want to see the zebras, but I want to see the ones last.
You see the lions last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see the zebras, but first I want to see the zebras.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll take you to see
We'll
the
see
zebras.
the zebras first and the lions last.
last.
But we have to see all the animals at the zoo.
Yep.
But we
Yep.
have to see all the animals that live at the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we do.
But
Sure will.
But do elephants live at the zoo?
They sure
They
do.
But what about zebra? What about lions?
Lions,
Lions
too.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Who do you want to take you to the zoo?
Rara and Daryl again.
Rara and Daryl.
Yeah.
I think they'll love to take you to the zoo.
But you guys are gonna stay outside now when Rara and Daryl and me and Karen will take us to the zoo.
All right.
Okay, we'll stay outside.
We'll stay somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay. Deal.
Okay.
Us.
But I'm trying to I'm trying all day to find a sheet, and I can't, and I don't know how, and I can't find it.
Buddy, did you turn the light on in your room so you can look harder?
But it's not in there.
Try again. Look, turn the light on in your room.
So my favorite part of being a dad, what you just witnessed right there, is what happens in my mind all day long. And I'm like, our son is the physical embodiment of my brain.
How so?
That stream of consciousness right there. I've been looking all day for my blanket and I can't find it. Like that's how I feel like my brain is going all day long. That's why, like, watching him in action is the funniest thing in the world to me.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, go to bed.
We love you.
Behind my big PJ Masks.
All right. Glad you find it, buddy. We love you.
Love you, dude.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, my little Tristan.
No, kitten.
Good night, my little kitten.
Yeah, that's it. You now you
Yeah.
yeah.
Got it.
That's why I need all the help.
Got you, babe. Got you.
Oh.
So I was talking to my dad last week, and we were talking about, this kind of starting to come to the coronavirus, the stay-at-home starting to come to an end. And he's like, "Don't you miss people?" And I just kind of went, and he started laughing, and I was like, I'm like, yes, but it got me to start to thinking, like, what do I miss? Like, what's the one thing I miss? And I really miss, like just as specific as possible, like Saturday mornings at CrossFit PHX. Like, I love that. Like, so many people there, dogs running around, kids running around, like chaos. We do a really ridiculous workout for 30 minutes, and then we all just hang out and talk and go do breakfast or brunch separate ways. Like, that's what I miss. Like, I think the most right now is stuff like that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I miss the interpersonal connection. I spend a great portion of my day just simply connecting with people. I think it's the part of what I do that I enjoy the most. It's like, the technical part of coaching is a learned skill, but I think the abstract connection with people is what gives me joy and fulfillment, and makes the early mornings not such a big deal. So that's been the part that I miss the most. Having the normalcy of going into the gym and doing all the programming and all the things behind the scenes right now has been good for me. I don't think I'd be not even close to as productive if I stayed at home. And the little people-to-people interaction that I get right now is 100% the highlight of my day. So not having the volume of interaction and hearing about people's days and like talking about the universe and their abundance and the good things that are coming their way and helping them solve problems and doing all that stuff. That's what I miss the most. And that's what I'm really looking forward to getting back to.
Yeah.
You know.
I can tell.
What you know. So that's yeah. I miss it. I miss the tribe.
Yeah.
You know. I feel like there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that aren't posted to social media. That I hear about here and there. That let me know that, you know, our community is intact and it's thriving, but being able to see it in real time on a daily basis, I didn't realize how much like that really meant to me.
No, I completely agree. Just the coming and the going of the people, and I feel like when everybody comes there, like they walk in and there's a smile on their face. You know, they get to see their people for the 1 hour of the day that they're there, and leave their frustrations at the door.
Yeah, you know, I really feel like CrossFit PHX is like the Cheers of South Scottsdale.
Yeah,
you know,
I would say that.
Like,
yeah,
everybody knows your name.
Yep.
Everybody greets you with a smile.
Yep.
You know, when you're having a bad day, people go out of their way to pull you out of that shit. You know, it's just it's the bright spot in people's day. It doesn't matter which class you come to. It's I've heard it too many times described as, you know, the one thing that people look forward to on a daily basis.
Yep.
And, you know, as we're in this spot, you know, it's like as people come in and they rent equipment and they're doing that whole thing, and they're like, when's this place gonna be open again?
Yeah.
Like, I need this, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that more than ever, if people were like dipping their toe in fitness, if people were like part-timing the CrossFit PHX experience, now that they've been forced to go without it, its significance in their lives has never been more obvious. You know, from top to bottom, us, the members, the coaches, you know, like, when do we get, you know, fuck this new normal thing. Like, when do we get that piece of the old normal back? You know. You
don't realize what you've got until it's gone. You take things for granted. No, seriously. But I that, you know, the people. Forever and always. I mean, in every phase of my life, you know, people are like, "Oh, do you miss playing football?" Not really, but I miss my teammates. Do you miss the Marine Corps? Not really, but I miss my Marines. You know, it's like, shit. Do you miss the gym? Like, yes, but I miss the gym because of the people. You know, like that is fucking special. You know, our tribe, our community, our family at CrossFit PHX is hands down what makes it special. And that's what I miss. Do you think there's anything from like how life is now that you like specifically have like said yourself that you will or will not take with you once it's over?
What do you mean? Let me ask you that. You answer that question.
Well, for me, like, I just love how much time we're getting as a family together. Like, outside, you know, our family walks that we've been doing, and just making the kids play outside and not having to, like, go someplace to create fun for them when we have so much right here for them to do. You know, we don't always have to be going and doing and whatever, you know, it's just like, they've got everything they need right here. You know, we've got the sandbox and you know, the water toys and whatever. That's you know, for me, that's what I like. You know, I'm like, just the slow down of it all. I want to keep that for myself and for the kids.
I think for me, it's a reprioritizing of the day. In that I've really embraced the 1, 2, 3 must get dones
Yeah.
of the day, and once those are
Good, I like that.
and once those are done,
Yeah.
anything else I accomplish is bonus.
Yeah.
But I know that I don't have to fuck with it when I get home,
Yeah.
so I can just be home.
Yep.
And that's what I'm really enjoying right now. To your point about how much time we're spending as a family and
Yeah.
and doing all that, I'm just really enjoying being present as a father. And I've expressed to you over the years, since Tristan and Cameron came along, how much I've struggled with that.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I struggled with it when it was just you and me.
Yeah.
On multiple levels. So this scenario has granted me the perspective to, you know, like it doesn't all have to get done today, and I can just be home and be with you guys and just fucking enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, like all the things about being a dad that I love. Like I feel like I said I enjoyed it, but wasn't really tapped into it.
Yeah.
You know, and to rediscover, you know, that part of being a dad is just super awesome.
Yeah.
Like I think everything they do is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, like Cameron talks like a fucking Ewok right now. And I think it's the best. I think it's the best thing ever. When she sounds like R2D2 when she plays with my watch. You know, she's like, and you know, me and her have our own little language. And I forgot about that time with Tristan that I really enjoyed. So I got to relive that and be present with her for that. And yeah, that's what I will take with me after this.
Yeah, good.
Like I now have, I guess, harmony of effort. You know, so like when I'm at work, I can dial that in, and when I'm home, I can just be home.
Well, as a wife, I can feel it. Like I've completely noticed in the last 4 or 6 weeks, whatever we're on. Yeah, you're so enjoyable to have home, and I know the kids love having you home, and because when you're home you're having fun, so we can feel it, so it feels good. So whatever's going on, however you've prioritized your day at the gym and however I'm helping, I'm grateful.
No, I
for it
mean,
all.
like fuck, like let's just call it what it is. I mean, having you on board, like I cannot express how grateful I am for this realignment of our professional relationships.
Yeah.
And you know, I love telling people you are the CEO of all things Anders. And because what's really funny is the immediate feedback that I get from people, like, oh God, thank God. You know, like people realize the miracle that is making it this far the way that we have.
Yeah.
And the bandwidth that's freed up. You know, like a lot of awesome things happened today.
Right.
That I know for sure would have fallen apart because I would have been thinking about all the things that you do that I would have had to do. You know, that I wouldn't do.
And then you wouldn't do other things.
Yeah.
Because all you've been thinking about is that you don't want to do those little things.
And I, you know, until I used to think that it was me being lazy. I really did. And so I used to wrestle with that emotional energy of like, why do I own this business and I don't want to do like the business shit?
Yeah.
Right. And really what it is, you know, it's that bottom right quadrant of shit that I don't want to do and I suck at it. Right. So a lot of it, in my mind's eye, because I am a bit of a perfectionist from that standpoint in terms of like how the gym is presented
Yeah.
and how I present,
Yeah.
that if I feel like it's going to be less than 100%, I'd rather not fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know, when that's not the objective reality of the situation
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
But you can't, it's really hard to trump emotion with logic.
Mm-hmm.
Logically, I know these things.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally, I'm like, that's fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So, having you on board to operate within your genius allows me to do that in mine. And it's a game changer.
I'm glad. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not much for me to do, which I like because I'm still able. I mean, right now I'm doing what I love, and that's taking care of our kids.
Well, to the point, right? So we're sitting around dinner the other night, and we're talking about this email that's been sitting in there for a while, and you were like, "Why don't you just answer the email?"
Oh.
And you said it would take me 5 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. Like, and you went on to describe
How to respond?
No, your ability, how good you are at multitasking.
Oh yeah.
Like
multiple conversations within an email. Yeah.
And I hate it so much. Pick up the fucking phone. Let's talk for 5 seconds and be done with it.
Yeah.
Right. And in that moment, I think you got it.
Yeah, totally.
Like, and I watched the light bulb go off, you know, because this is actually a great experiment in the human dynamic, right?
Yeah.
How we too often put ourselves, our projections onto other people, right? And it creates discourse, right? Where the thing that I struggle the most with is so easy for you, and it makes no sense why it's a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Right? And when we become aware of that thing, right, it's like, oh, right, it's not about me. Right? 'Cause I'm guilty of the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know? And you have to take that step back and get to the point the way that we did, as funny as it is now, where you communicate enough to sift through all those layers and discover that, oh, like that is lower right quadrant. Got it. It's not a reflection of lazy. It's not an indication of laziness or any of those other negative connotations. That's just where it is.
Yeah.
Right. And like when we have those moments, you know, like I think that shit is super cool.
Yeah, I would agree.
Know? And but I think that we're able, because of all the personal growth that we actively pursue individually, and then we come together as a couple, this unified front. When we experience those things together, it just makes it so much cooler.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say the understanding of each other is it's at a place now where it wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Like that same conversation that we had a couple nights ago at the dinner table would not have gone that way, you know, a couple years ago. You know, so I just think, you know, it's just cool to see it kind of unfold for us, and I'm so glad that we're at this point and I'm able to help you.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I wasn't able to earlier.
Don't be. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I had to figure out.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember, you know, we've made a couple of half-ass attempts at this thing.
Right.
Right. I've tried to talk you into it multiple times.
Yeah.
And I wasn't equipped with the acumen to bring your skill set into the organization where it would be highest and best use.
Yeah.
You know, so had we done this earlier, you'd have felt like it wasn't the best use of your time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, there is something to be said for the maturity of a business, the maturity of individuals.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. To recognize and understand what gaps need to be filled and who the right people are to be sitting in the right seats, doing the right job.
Yeah.
So like Aaron said in his keynote, Max finished everything on the long form for New Year Network. By the way, I can't wait to show that.
Awesome.
It's been a long time coming. But like Aaron said in his keynote, you know, you're where you're at because you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
If you were supposed to get there any faster, you would have.
Yeah.
You know, and when he expounded upon that, and it'll be in our member vault and all that kind of good stuff, so you can watch it if you're a member of our community of leaders. It was like, oh,
yep,
got it. And Alex Onderu, you know, there is no failure. There's only feedback. You know, and you know, one of the things that we talked about, and even with Gelly on the podcast, you know, life, the universe, God, whoever, whatever will present you with the same problem, the same obstacle over and over and over again until you decide to get your head out of your ass, learn the lesson, and stop making the same mistake. And if you take that to heart and you go back and replay your life.
Oh, totally.
It's like, oh, so that's why, you know, like take dating for example.
I was just gonna say, this is what brought me to
you. This is why I kept dating those crazy broads, you know, over and over and over.
Why
again.
I didn't get married until 35.
Why it never worked out, and you know, the one thing that we did that I never did with previous long distance relationships is put a timeline on it.
Yeah.
And you know, at the beginning, and we don't ever really talk about that part of our story.
Yeah.
One of these episodes we'll talk about the whole thing, but you know, when we decided to get serious, one of the first conversations I remember having was how long do you want to do this long distance thing?
Yeah.
And you know, once we figured out what that was going to look like, I think we put 12 months on it. If we got to 12 months in a day, we would just be friends, and like, it would just be good.
Yeah.
And in any long distance relationship, all my relationships in the Marine Corps were long distance.
But I have to say, for me, it wasn't like calculated or anything like that. With you, like, I just knew. Like, I knew you were the man that I was supposed to spend the rest of my life with. So I guess maybe all of the life lessons I had learned all along the way, like, were just like there. And I was like, well, this is what I'm going to say. And if he doesn't say the right answer, well, then I'm gone. Yeah. Because I know this is the man I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. And you kept, every time, like, when we had the run-in with the ex down in Old Town the first weekend I was here, and
my life.
You know, I said to you, you know, I don't even remember what I said.
I know what you said.
But you passed.
Yeah.
And so we moved on. Because I was willing to be like, okay, peace out. Because, you know, I was that sure of who I was, who you were, and where we were supposed to go.
Yeah. And you know,
this is like going way off on a tangent.
But I mean, to your point though, like where you knew exactly what you wanted, and what you were looking for in terms of the outcome of these like pivotal moments. Like for me, it was like, I know it didn't work, so I'm gonna try the other thing. So
I was an experiment. Got it.
I feel like life is an experiment. Test and retest. And you passed. But yeah.
Yay me.
To that end, we'll say the
I
story for probably our next episode. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with where we're at. I'm really happy with the perspective that's come of this time to refocus and reorganize.
I think it's really allowed us and a lot of people to really, as you always said, focus on what really matters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just brought those things to the forefront, and everything else doesn't really matter. We can move forward.
So we could always go back to Queens.
Janesville, Wisconsin.
No.
They don't make them like you up there.
That's a story for another time. Holy shit. All right.
Yep.
So I appreciate you guys joining us this evening, and stay tuned for our next episode of
Anders After Bedtime. Good night.